Before we get to today's advice, I want to tell you about a different podcast. Have you ever wondered what the pandemic has been like for healthcare workers? Then take a listen to our friends at The Nocturnists, a medical storytelling podcast that collects deeply personal missives from healthcare workers across North America. They've just launched the second installment of Stories from a Pandemic, which delves into the inner lives of the medical professionals fighting COVID-19. While we're all eager to move on from the pandemic, this series lays the groundwork for processing what the pandemic has revealed about our healthcare system and ourselves. Check out The Nocturnists at thenocturnists.com or wherever you listen to the Best Advice Show. It's Food Friday. And today I've got some advice for you about how to give better, more delicious gifts. So my friend Beth was watching the Great British Bake Off, and she was very inspired by one of Paul Hollywood's technical challenges.
Paul would like you to make 12 fortune cookies.
Each cookie must contain a fortune inside. No idea how that works, but I'm sure you've got the mad skills.
So you can only maybe make 2 at a time because you have to take them off the baking tray rather quickly and put the fortune in and shape it before it sets, because it's a very thin cookie and it's very hot. So you have to manipulate it while it's still very hot. So, I've kind of developed a few calluses on my hands from making the cookies, but I'm okay with that.
The reason why I wanted to have you on the show to talk about this is not just because it's like a cute Food Friday idea to talk about fortune cookies, but the care with which you took to make those fortunes and customize a gift. I think there's some advice there. I mean, I think a lot of us aren't great gift givers, and you did something so, it's like I felt seen,
Yeah, I do them as a thank you, and I try to make people laugh when they open them. And sometimes it's hard because you have to really know that person's personality and sense of humor. It's taking the time to sit down and think, oh, what are all of the inside jokes that I could think of at this moment? What are all of the things that will make this person happy when they open this cookie and see?
Like, for example, I'll just give folks an idea of some of your compositions here. So our daughter's name is Noah, and you know that we're Mr. Rogers fans. So you wrote, Noah, like all children, will one day have nightmares about Lady Elaine Fairchild. It's such a good fortune.
Which is so true,
Of
right?
course. Of course. That chap knows.
This is my museum ground, and I do what I want to do here.
If you're like me, you're not going to try to make fortune cookies. I'm just too daunted by it. It's an overwhelming delicacy that I don't think I can pull off. But Beth's gift-giving advice is relevant, regardless.
Know your audience and have fun with it, and take the time to make them special. Sometimes it takes me a couple days to come up with the right wording that's spot on. I don't just write down the first thing I think of.
I've put a link to Paul Hollywood's fortune cookie recipe in our show notes. In there, you'll see the almond ones and the orange ones. Beth prefers the almond.
Because I feel almond is a more universally loved flavor than orange. And I recommend getting high quality almond extract because I've made it with McCormick's and I've made it with Penzeys, and I much prefer the Penzeys one.
Beth Nichols is an amateur baker, professional editor, and amazing gift giver. Thanks for listening to the Best Advice Show. If you are loving this show, please consider leaving a rating or review at Apple Podcasts. Talk to you soon.